Hi, everyone. Welcome to Deep Thoughts at the end of week 4. In our opening segment, Who I'm Missing, in addition to everyone, I wanted to give a shout out to the folks on our team who live outside of the Bay Area, Katie, Elba, and Emily, for whom it has been a particularly long time that we've been in the same space and place together, for whom we've not been able to give hugs and be amidst their energy. I also wanted to give a shout out to our newest team members, Ellen, Haylin, Alam, and Mariah. I feel a little bit robbed of kitchen chat and hallway conversation, which offers the opportunity to get to know you all better as people. And so I am enjoying the time we do have technologically to connect, but really look forward to being in person with you as soon as possible to also soak up your awesomeness and energy. In our next segment, This Week in Company Updates, I wanted to share a couple things. First of all, Emily, thanks for sharing and congratulations about the scope of work that you have been working on and put together for the Open Society Fellowships Program to conduct an alumnus survey and do capacity building for their leadership development program staff. I understand the team is Emily, Rachel Lipton, and Alam. And this has been in the making since, no joke, last June. So huge props and appreciation for working with them so diligently to come to an agreement on how we can work with them and support them. Laura, Jessica, and I spoke with our new partner at Robert Wood Johnson Foundation this morning and learned that based on our concept paper that we submitted, we are now invited to submit a full proposal. They are all in with us and on the Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion Learning Lab that we'll be co-creating with them. Mishi is the name of our new partner at RWJF, and she said, "The urgency for this work has never been greater as we bear witness to the inequitable impacts of COVID-19 on low-income communities and communities of color." Mic drop. She is right about that, and it's very exciting to be launching this work with her. I also wanted to share, as I mentioned in last week's end of week video, our clients really care about us and want to make sure that LFA stays healthy and intact. Both the Packard Foundation and Edna McConnell Clark Foundation reached out to me this week to have one-on-one conversations about how LFA is doing. I tell you, in 20 years, September will be LFA's 20-year anniversary birthday. I never thought that this organization would be in a position where foundations were actually rooting for us as much as they are. Our first project with Packard was in 2001. It's a 19-year relationship, and just so caring and appreciating for these relationships. Peter and Lisette from the Clark Foundation spoke with me this week. They wanted to make sure I understood just how much flexibility we have to draw on the Propel Next contract to ensure LFA and the Propel Next grantees have the resources we need to make it through, be adaptive, nimble, and kind of strategic as well in this time of uncertainty. In our next segment, Data That Caught My Attention, I'm actually going to read to you a few excerpts that I pulled out of an op-ed in the New York Times published yesterday called "The America We Need." It was written by the editorial board of the New York Times. The coronavirus pandemic has laid bare once again the incomplete nature of the American project. The great distance between the realities of life and death in the United States and the values enunciated in our country's founding documents. While many Americans live without financial security or opportunity, a relative handful of families holds much of the nation's wealth. Over the past decade, the wealth of the top 1% of households has surpassed the combined wealth of the bottom 80%. Ours is a nation in which enduring racial inequalities in wealth and in health are reflected in the pandemic's death toll. In Michigan, where the coronavirus hit early and hard, African Americans make up just 14% of the state's population, but 40% of the dead. Jason Hargrove, who kept driving a Detroit city bus as the virus spread, posted a Facebook video on March 21 complaining about a female passenger who coughed without covering her mouth. In the video, he told his wife that he'd take off his clothes in the front hall when he got home and get right in the shower so that she stayed safe. He had to keep working to care for his family. Less than 2 weeks later, he was dead. What America needs now is a just and activist government. The nature of democracy is that we are together responsible for saving ourselves. Americans also need to recover the optimism that has so often lighted the path forward. It's an absolutely beautiful and exquisite piece of writing, and I think reflects a huge amount of the sentiment that I've been feeling about the possibility that is created in this space and time that we're in. And I'm going to address that a little further about what that has meant for me in my next segment, what I'm grateful for, which is the time and space created by the disruptions of COVID-19, which has really allowed me to deepen my personal equity journey. I've been watching lots of documentaries, happy to share which those are, if you're interested, about the role of African American culture in the US in the 1950s and 60s as the civil rights era was unfolding and happening. I find myself yearning for a time when, as a country, we feel the same kind of urgency around ending the heartless, cruel, and evil racist policies, practices, systems, structures, and institutions that determine opportunities and outcomes for people of color. I also watched Crip Camp, a documentary about a summer camp for children and young adults with disabilities. It was incredibly moving and helped me see how much more work I have to do personally around ableism. I mentioned that to my friend Jara, who leads the Equitable Evaluation Initiative, and her response was, yeah, we all do. Completed the 21-day, I had the time to finally complete the 21-day Race Equity and Social Justice Challenge sponsored by the YWCA of Cleveland. It's been an incredible experience over the past 4 weeks. The challenge has provided readings, brief videos, instructional and reflective materials and activities to understand how our country has systematically oppressed and made unequal the experiences of people of color in our systems of voting, education, criminal justice, and public health. It really was very deep and powerful, and I really recommend it for everyone. There's a link I can also share if you're interested in seeing the curriculum. And while I've been in this deep space of learning and reflection, I've also felt incredibly grounded in an inner sense of commitment to the beauty of embracing our shared humanity, the knowledge and conviction that equity and justice are possible if we fight for it, and love as the guiding light and answer to our most vexing social problems. In the vein of thinking about this crisis as an opportunity to push through to a different place, to not get back to normal, but to seize this moment as an opportunity to truly create the America we need, I want to share with you a quote from Arundhati Roy. I'll put that up right now. I'm going to leave it up for 30 seconds so that you can have the chance to read it. And then we'll close with the song of the week. With that, I leave you with a snippet from our song of the week, and I look forward to the day, hopefully in the near future, when we as a nation once again find the music we want to sing and dance to together. Ooh, child, things are gonna get easier. Ooh, child, things will get brighter. Ooh, gonna get easier. Ooh, child, things will get brighter. Someday, yeah, we'll put it together and we'll get it undone. Someday, when your head is much lighter. Someday, yeah, we'll walk in the rays of a beautiful sun. Someday, when the world is much brighter. Have a great weekend, everyone. Cheers. Take care. Love and miss you.